Welcome, we're inside the HTCVIVE. This is Google Earth. I've done a video on this before when it first came out and it's delightful. They've done a few upgrades and I wanted to show how I've actually used this as a practical tool. Really easy to scan our planet, and when you're looking closer areas, if you're looking for specific geographic features for something you want to do, it's really a useful tool, and especially with the oncoming eclipse that we're going to have soon. I thought what I would do is have a look in the area where the eclipse is going to be. Now I'm in Seattle, so if we zoom in, so here we've got the states of, zoom a little bit more, we've got Washington up here, Canadian border, so a beautiful Vancouver up here, it's in that same area, Puget Sounds, state of Oregon, Idaho, Montana, and then further down we've got California on the coast. And I live pretty much at the top of Lake Washington, which this is Lake Washington here, so I just live around this area here, which is really nice. We can zoom in and look at Seattle. Very cool, very busy. And you got the Olympic Mountains over there. We can, if we zoom into kind of 3D mode, you can look and you can see the mountains over there that we see from the city. If you know, Redmond over there is where Microsoft is from, Boeing's from up north. So from the city here you can see the Olympics, and generally when you see the cityscape of Seattle, I'm crashing 20 buildings there, you look back and you can see Mount Rainier in the distance, which is delightful. Now, what I wanted to look for is with the eclipse coming in a few days, I wanted to find a good spot, which may be to browse. And you can actually see in Google Earth, I think it's just this week, you can rotate the... Okay, maybe I'm not on that function. If we go into the menu, we can go to Total Solar Eclipse. And it's actually put us down the, this is Mount Jefferson. So if we just zoom out way out a bit, I don't really want to jump in there yet. You can actually see the shadow, and we can rotate the sky, the skyscape, and you can see the shadow crossing the US of A. If we zoom out a little bit more, it's a bit more obvious. There we go, you can see it crossing, and if we look at the sun, you can see the eclipse from this point of view right now, which is not that very good. So you can kind of zoom in here and grab the sky, and you can see even closer how it's gonna pass there. We can go into kind of more human mode and get down low, so we can start to see mountainscapes and stuff into this gorge, and we can look now and see the eclipse, and this is how it will look from this angle. Absolutely delightful. Let me zoom out a bit so I can get my bearings based on mountings, which I don't see any at the moment. Where are we? Let's jump back out. Okay, Idaho, Nevada, Oregon. So we were a little bit south than I thought I was. So if we zoom back in here. Now, on the details, the eclipse is going to go between Mount Hood and Mount Jefferson, with Mount Jefferson being inside the totality, they call it, that's the perfect dark area. And so if you could climb Mount Jefferson, you would get an absolutely delightful view. And obviously, wherever you are in the total area, if you're looking at the sun, you want to see eclipse, you want to see it around you go dark, you're going to get that on the ground or wherever you are. But imagine, I don't know if we can simulate this, it's actually filtered a little bit too much. But you could imagine the shadow at 1,000, 1,200 miles an hour when you're up high. So we're on top of Mount Jefferson now. Let's go down to a... Oh, getting a bit dizzy. So now it's like we're stood on it, and how we would see, you would see this shadow coming across at like 1,000 miles an hour. I think that would be pretty awesome. So what I was looking for, using Google Maps in VR, or Google Earth in VR, sorry, is high points that I could possibly climb, and there's a lot of high points around here, but not many that actually raise above this very hilly, mountainous terrain. apart from one that I found over here, and it's called Leila Butte, and it's this guy here, and it quite obviously, when you're up there, it stands above everything else, looking both ways to north to Mount Hood and south to Mount Jefferson. I think this will be a fantastic place to go and watch it and watch that shadow as it comes. I say it's a little bit filtered. They don't got a distinct shadow in Google Earth, but that's kind of what we'll get as it racing along the landscape and going over the mountains. And I think it'll be more interesting to have a camera pointing along this massive void of a landscape and capture that scenic change as it goes from daylight to perfect dark at 10 o'clock in the morning. It'd be really great. You can see how useful this tool is, and you can really get a fantastic 3D view of your geometry in seconds. That would take a long time if you were hiking around here. It would take weeks and days, and actually you can look at areas here like so you can map out this is where you would park, and I think there's a trail over here, so you can get a good awareness of an area. So you should be seeing this kind of pipeline, if they'd call it, where they run the pipelines, or mainly the electric power supplies. You can see what quality the roads are like, depending on what kind of car you have. You get an idea. There's rocks and trees everywhere, but these look like quite good forest roads. And then the trail disappears because the satellite maps are not that good, but I think it kind of goes, oh there we go, you can see it here. And it kind of snakes its way up. I think it's 2,500 feet, so it's quite a nice walk. You know, an hour and a half, 2 hours, and I think it snakes its way up around this way, so you're going to get this kind of view as long as the trees don't obscure it. And then I think it comes up over here. I don't know if I saw some trail. Oh, here we go. Now, if you're looking at a 2D map of this, it looks like no problem, why does it snake up? But looking at this, it's like, oh, okay, that's going to be quite a walk. So it really helps you to prepare for that, and hopefully have a safe trip. So yeah, quick video. If you, I think it's just this week, you can watch the Eclipse in VR. If you're not closer, you can come and play and you can see how that looks. It's pretty cool. This is Easty from Virtual Insanity. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.